Now this is from Simi, the singer, wife to Adekunle Gold, the singer as well, of course. Now she's of the opinion that cohabitation is important, you know, before getting married. Now there is this saying, there is this thing I always say. I usually say during courtship they bring out their best. After courtship, during marriage, they bring out the rest. The reality. Do you understand? The reality hits you. So now she's saying, in order to avoid that pitfall, it's important you cohabit with your partner before you get married. But then, that's her opinion. What's your perspective?
Well, not to sound too religious. If you look at it critically, in some areas she's right, whereas in other areas she's wrong. If, for instance, you meet 10 ladies that have lived with different men, they have their own stories to tell. She's just one out of millions of people that try that. Now, living together before marriage has its own detriments. A lot of women have ended up giving their all, including money, time, and everything, even getting pregnant. Some even go as far as aborting the children that came through during that period, with the hope that when they are properly married, they would have other children, and they never got to taken, or their wombs were destroyed. Now, another disadvantage of living together before marriage is that sometimes you get children, and if the marriage doesn't work, it becomes like a problem when the woman finds another man to marry, and some men wouldn't want to marry a woman that already has a child. That's another disadvantage. Now, the third disadvantage is some persons, by the time you begin to live with them, they get so used to you, they come out of their plane, and then when they see all the errors, all the flaws, all the things that they don't like, they make up their mind never to marry the woman, and they take a walk, and that woman is at a loss. Sometimes the women are the ones to walk out of the relationship, and then the man begins to search again. So what she's saying is, in a case of ratio of 1 to 5, because many people who live together, sometimes the man may now say, okay, we are living together, we are cohabitating, we have bills to pay, we have children, and then the bills keep piling up, we're paying fees and all of that, so just hold on, later I will go and do the needful. And it plays out sometimes for years, 10, 20 years. You find out that the woman is in that marriage and she's not married. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because she moved in with the man, and then the man has been living with her. The man has seen all of that, and then the man is not willing to go and do the needful.
You think it devalues a woman?
To some point, it devalues a woman. Yeah, to some point, it devalues the woman, because if, for instance, the woman has nothing she's bringing to the table, there are certain persons in this country who have vowed that I must marry a woman who is doing well. If she's not doing anything, I have nothing to do with her. And if a woman finds herself in that condition, she will mainly be servicing the man in bed, because the man had already vowed within himself that he doesn't want to have a woman that's doing nothing.
Isn't that a situation where the man empowers the partner?
Now, that's what we're saying. A lot of women just feel, once I get married, I become a housewife, my husband takes care.
Isn't that why there is gossip and there is conversation around that? You understand what I'm saying?
That's it. So now, if you look at what she's saying, like I said, in some areas she's wrong.
Okay.
I've said the area that she's wrong, and in the area that she's right is that when you live with someone for a while, you get to study the person. You know what the person likes and what he or she doesn't like. Now, there are certain things that are almost like a law in their families, in their communities. So if you find out that, for instance, you are cohabiting with a man who eats certain things that you don't eat, they have restrictions for food restrictions. I don't do this, I don't do that. Or when a woman is doing this, she can't cook for me when that is happening. So you get to know all of these things and then make up your mind. If it's what you want to go in, then you go in. But I support courtship, because a lot of people who ended up living together, you find out that no, I want you to also understand that the moment you go to bed and day breaks is another day. It happens, and then over a week, a month, a year, and then years. So if she's supporting living together of two people before they become couple, for how long will that last?
She said not for too long.
Then that's courtship.
She said not for too long.
And then at that point, what I think we should be looking at is, when a man and a woman are courting, they should pay visits to each other, visit and short stay, not living together. Reason being that when you come and pay a visit, you ask pertinent questions. There are questions you ask a man and he will be sincere to open up to you, and there are questions too that the man will ask the woman, and then the woman will also open up. But now, once you are living with a man, in most cases you find out that some men will say they want to be sure that the woman is productive before they go ahead and marry, so they don't waste their money, and they start to copulate. Did you see?
That marriage is not actually based on genuine love and affection.
Now,
contractual.
How do you define a love, a marriage that is not based on love? Because once you look at a woman, the physical appearance of a woman is an attraction, and then you look at the emotional part and the rest of the man, then you make up your mind that I want to marry this woman, and then the woman is seeing the same thing you're seeing. Automatically, there is no other science to fathom what is in their heart. The heart of every man and woman is just like the bag of a woman. You don't know the contents until you open it. You may speculate. You may begin to imagine, I think this person will like this person is like, but you are not sure. It's just like a handbag until you get in. Some men, the moment you step in and they take you to the altar and wed you, take you to the court and wed you, they will now give you the house rules. It's been playing out in many places. The woman will say, no, why didn't you tell me this? I wouldn't have entered. The man will, the moment they are, in fact, after their bachelor, after their, what's it called, yes, after the wedding night, they go on honeymoon. After the honeymoon, yes, the man will rule out rules for the woman. At that point, if there are rules that she cannot adhere to, she'll be shattered, because she cannot walk away, and she will say, what will people say? What will my parents say? We just got married. So a lot of people are enduring.
Isn't that now one of the advantages of cohabiting, because you get to know what this man likes, what he doesn't like. You get to understand the complexities of the woman's emotions, how she handles herself when she's cranky, when she's hormonal, when she's, how, and you also get to see how she can tolerate people around you, if she can tolerate your family, right? If she's accommodating. So now let's use Victoria Nyama's marriage for example. Imagine if she had cohabited with her husband, probably she would have seen, even if the man doesn't bring women,
the man will not play out those characters.
She may have seen, she would have noticed that, okay, my husband has threats of being a womanizer, and at that point she can make informed decision.
Now,
but if someone is just visiting you, if the person is visiting you, I mean, human beings can pretend for as long as 3 months. Someone comes to visit for 2 days. Is that enough to discover who someone is?
That's why I said you ask pertinent questions.
What if the person is not honest when answering you?
There are people who come around him that you ask sincere questions. There are relatives, there are friends. The man will introduce you to people. This is my best friend, this is my brother, this is my sister, and through interactions, the way you like, people tell you what they want you to hear, and they show you the things they want you to see. On social media, even a man that has not eaten can post himself sitting with a bottle of champagne, but in the actual sense he's lying down with his tummy in his parlor. So they show you what they want you to see, and during that courtship, that's what plays out. When a man and a woman come together, the woman will try to be of her best behavior. She can't step out even in her normal early morning face. That's like they say, if you want to know a beautiful woman, when she wakes up in the morning, go and look her up. Before she makes up. So you find out that a lot of cosmetics will be applied to the relationship during courtship. The man will show the woman what he wants her to see in order to convince her to appear flawless, to appear impeccable, so that the woman will not change her mind.
But isn't that a red flag?
It happens to
isn't that a red flag when someone is just so good, when someone is just like a perfect person?
Hello.
Isn't that a red flag?
Everyone has something to hide during courtship.